Looking for Life on a Flat Earth. This is published in the New Yorker, May 30th, 2018 by Alan Burdick. What a burgeoning movement says about science, solace, and how a theory becomes truth. Rings of evolution and relativity and everything else. And the first guy they have up here, he says, "Do I believe the Earth is shaped like a frisbee? I believe it is. Do I know for sure? No. That's why I want to go up in space." Space doesn't exist. Immediately they take away all of our credibility. They go to the next round. There's already a guy here saying, Daryl Marble. We know who he is. I'm sure he's not trained to say anything one way or the other. But he says we are normal people that have an abnormal perspective. Technically, literally, probably true. But to the brainwashed ears, these are dismissive words. Yeah, they're just abnormal. That's how we're going to be dismissed. That's how the truth is dismissed. But you know me, read all this brainwashing. If you gotta scroll this much, they're pumping you full of something, and that's even if you know. I mean, how are you gonna defend all that? You're gonna get into that for like 35 minutes, get lost. This writer's taking you anywhere he wants to go. It's amazing. So what's at the bottom? A quote. This is loaded. So many people in today's world simply accept what they're told. Whether it's about their beliefs, whether it's about their science, whether it's about where you live. And if you're going to accept what you're told, you need to be open to the fact that people will always lie to you. People will lie to you. If they can get one over on you, if they can do something that makes you less knowledgeable, that makes them more money, that makes you into a slave, then they'll do it. I should tell you that. Then the writer chimes in and says, I must tell you as a friend that I completely agree. So writers at the end will always tell you a little bit, like, I know I'm lying to you. Wink, wink. But since Jaron went first, he just followed him up. He didn't even have to finish off his own story. Jaronism Campanella did it for him. I should tell you, people will lie to you. So that's not entirely surprising to me, but that's what we're working with here. These are our leaders. Maybe if the Earth is flat, you are Kyrie Irving. So this is more about China and Islam. I know it sounds strange, but Islam has a strong presence in the NBA. And the book of Quran is also a flat earth book, so they call a lot of African Americans who are dissatisfied with the Christian Church of America, of course, towards Islam. The other one they do is called Hebrew Roots, where they convince the black people that not only are they Jews, like actually the tribe of Judah, but they need to live under the law to be saved. And then the NBA players who will come out like this are driving certain audiences to YouTube, where they'll be caught up in like an NBA / flat earth vortex that has videos that lead them into Allah. I've seen them. But this is what I do as a Christian. I do the same thing because it's smart. The enemy's working too. He's very smart. He's been at this longer than I have. And now, the best thing they do is they infiltrate. They work for the New Yorker and they write the stories. Or they start a YouTube channel and they write the stories. So we never know, but the best thing about reality is it's testable. And the Bible is also testable. Using the Zetetic method, you can test the earth with instruments you can hold in your hand. Math you can do with pen and paper. Believing in a flat earth is hard work. There is so much to relearn. The price of open-mindedness is isolation. That's all true. I went through that too. You can tell people you're gay. You can tell people you're Christian. But you don't get ridiculed like a flat earther. It's really that bad. That's not true. You're gonna get worse results telling people you're a Christian. You're gonna be fully dismissed if you tell people you're a flat earther. They don't really have any arguments against it. But a Christian, they got all sorts of arguments. I mean, they think you're evil. But it is that bad. If you want the worst, argue evolution. Oh, the triggering that goes on with evolution is wow. There's lots of them. I mean, you can get certain demographics to be triggered on other things too. But overall, evolution does it like nothing. I mean, flat earth gets people triggered hard, but it's like a dismissive triggering. The evolution thing is, the people, they want to come through the screen at you. We are special. It's like God just patted me on the shoulder saying, you deserve this. Let's not get full of ourselves, okay? Because we're learning the basic truth. As we were talking, an older man in a wheelchair approached and, in a drawl, introduced himself and asked if we were Christians. He brought up the notion of infinite space and the lack of a creator. How can people live with that? He asked. That's the most profound thing he said. Those people are fucking miserable, the trucker said. They're so unhappy. I mean, it sounds like a miserable person. I don't talk like that. The footing on this flat earth is unstable. Cute. Very cute. This brought a rebuke from a woman in the audience. You had me up until I heard the gentleman say 5013C. In my research, I found out that's a Luciferian contract. And she's not wrong. But God gave us power to use all things available for His will and for our good. The problem here is that they started at 5013C and charged $250 to go to a flat earth contest. It was some sort of thing. I don't know what it was. I didn't go. But it was all suspect. Now, I've heard there's always a Christian preacher and there's always the whisper of the Christian creator. But that's long gone in the flat earth. Solipsism is the new empiricism. If you think it, it must be truth. That's how they disregard the flat earth. I mean, this is why they cover it. So they can just get all the little tiny arguments out. Well, I don't know 100%, but I would say that I'm very sure what it's not. I definitely do not believe that we're a ball spinning through space. If nothing else, the flat earth community has tapped into a form of mental perpetual motion. If you think it, it must be true. Solipsism is the new empiricism. More than once at the conference, I heard the flat earth debate depicted as a biblical confrontation. This is the struggle between good and evil, the soldiers of light versus darkness, Marble said. Maybe he's right. Maybe this is how Lucifer arrives, not in a spotlight, but cloaked in a fog, creeping in, sowing ignorance and doubt. The devil is in the lack of detail, or any regard for it. The devil is in the lack of detail. If you think about the globe and when you're dealing with people, evolution, discussing things with them, they don't have any detail. They have a firm, strong belief of the devil is in the lack of the detail. Brainwashed. Maranatha.